Nintendo Direct has been released, and all the games and even the Nintendo Switch Cool looks freaking good as crap. However, that sparked something that I want to talk about. It's good and all, like seeing a new Mario Kart and seeing like freaking Bloodborne 2, even though Sony is really just missing out on a gold mine, which is did my lights just flicker? Which is literally just missing out on a gold mine. Well, if they just make Bloodborne 2 or they just remaster Bloodborne, it's an actual money hack that they can do. However, I want to talk about something that's not that and more of prices. Mario Kart, the new one, which I think is called Mario Kart World, I believe so is what it's called, is $80. Literally $80 for a single Nintendo Switch 2 game. And that sparked something in my head, right? An online friend of mine made a video recently about this, and that kind of like triggered me to make this video. So, I want to talk about it. The problem with the gaming industry is greed. That's what's happening. The prices of games nowadays are exponentially increasing at an unnormal rate, you can say. It's bad, and compared to what, the normal consumers. For example, the normal consumer of video games are middle class people, or people who are upper middle class, or lower middle class, or even the poor class, right? Those are people consuming games. And if you increase the prices of those games, right, I'm gonna to bet you my bottom dollar that you're not gonna get any money. You're not gonna get any sales because these people can afford it. Back when games were $60 or even $50, people. Okay, I can understand that. Like, okay, it's cool, but making a game $80, a freaking game $80, that's insane to me. I don't care if you're Nintendo. I don't care if you're Rockstar. Making a game $80 is insane, and this also applies to literally any other game or any other thing out there. Just not just to games, but to anything out there. Streaming services, games, groceries. All the things that's going on right now. It's just increasing and increasing, while salaries for people who work, they don't increase at all. So why? Well, voice crack. So why are stuff increasing? Inflation. Why is it inflating? Everything's inflating. So why isn't our salaries or wages inflating? Like, what the frick? Like, it just makes no sense, and it's so trash. These companies are literally stupid. They don't know. Why can't we just keep games at $50? Why does it have to be 80 freaking bucks? Like 80 the blooms. I don't want to sell my arm and my kidney and my left testicle to play GTA 6. I don't really, not a big fan of GTA 6. However, just like Red Dead Redemption 3, then I'll definitely do that. But, for example, I don't want to do that in order to play the new GTA 6 game and also buy a freaking 1 terabyte hard drive because games don't even know how to do compression anymore. I guess zip files and compressions just don't exist in the gaming industry anymore. And these companies are stupid. Like they're blinded by greed. They're always like, why isn't our game making money? Whoa, yo, why aren't we making any sense? Bro, yo, it's increasing, and these people are pirating your games because it's just too much. Like it's just too much to buy. Like an $80 game, who's gonna pay for that? Like I know this doesn't really apply to the rich class or the high upper class because $100 or $80 are like actual like freaking pocket change that they'll find in the like in the underwear or in the laundry somewhere. Like that's just pocket change to them, so that doesn't apply to you. But I'm applying to like the 98% of consumers who buy games, which is the middle class, who people who make minimum wage, people who make just above or even below minimum wage, which I don't know if that's possible, but those are the people who are buying games, and it's crazy how it's just inflating, and these just won't work anymore. And I don't know what's causing this. Obviously, inflation is causing this. I don't know if it's because of tariffs that's happening. Donald Trump's tariffs. I don't know if that's the reason why, but it's just rapidly increasing, and everything is just going up and up and up, except for paychecks. Why is that a thing? Why is it increasing? And I don't understand why. So if that's the case, then to be honest, if all games are gonna have an increase in price, so I'm gonna judge it, like if this game is $80, you better believe that this freaking Mario Kart game is gonna be worth the $80, because if it's not worth the $80, then I'm gonna judge it very badly. I'm gonna treat the game. I better expect something. I better expect $80 out of that game, because there's no way a game can cost $80. I guess the only, outlier to this line plot you can say is GTA 6. But again, if that game is $120, then holy crap, who's gonna pay for that? Like, these diehard GTA fans, like, you're literally gonna pay $120 for a single game? Like, who's doing that? Who's literally doing that? Like, and they're gonna be asking us, like, why aren't you guys buying our games? Why aren't you, oh, why aren't you buying our games? It's all your fault that our company stocks are plummeting. I'm Ubisoft. Like, look at you. Look what you're doing. You're increasing prices, and nobody's gonna pay for that because they don't want to pay that much money for it. Why can't games just stick to $50 or even $60? You can say, like, this is why indie games and even double A games are succeeding, because they're cheap and they have a meaningful experience, right? However, these triple A games or even these quadruple A games, they can say even those, just trying to be all fancy and crap like that, right? Like, they're just, it's just increasing. And not only that, they're loaded with microtransactions. So, for example, I'm a big fan of Assassin's Creed, right? I love Assassin's Creed to death. It's literally my favorite video game franchise of all time. Assassin's Creed Shadows is $70, you can say, which is insane to me. Uh, and it is also loaded with microtransactions. This is not the first time this happened. I'm pretty sure that the first time Assassin's Creed implemented microtransactions was back in Unity. Assassin's Creed Unity, I believe that's when it started. So this isn't really the first time. However, Assassin's Creed Shadows, it has a battle pass, and it has a lot of microtransactions in it. So why do these single player video games, regarding Ubisoft, EA, or other big companies that likes money and are very greedy, why is there why is there microtransactions in this game? Now, for example, I understand why Fortnite or free games have microtransactions, because obviously it's for cosmetics, right? And I believe, as a consumer, because that is who you're aiming towards. You're aiming towards the consumer, right? That's who you're aiming towards. So, as a consumer standpoint, I can understand if microtransactions is for cosmetics only. Microtransactions shouldn't be for anything else other than cosmetics. If it gives you any video game buffs or gives you any advantages, you're no longer a free game, you are now a pay-to-win game. And pay-to-win games absolutely fail harder than Concord. It fails way harder, like freaking Snow White. Like, that's how it fails. If you make your game pay-to-win, no one's playing your game. It's just not going to happen because they don't want to pay money in order to do it, right? So if you implement crap like that into a game, don't expect it to make money. And even if you're paying a lot for that, like, if you're paying to play the game and you're implementing microtransactions into it, it's dumb, and it should just get freaking eradicated. Like, it shouldn't exist in these games. Like, single player paid $50, $60, $70 games, etc., should not be having these microtransactions in them because you're already paying a whole lot for them. So it's insane to me what's going on in the gaming industry. Also, other industries. This also applies to streaming services. For example, streaming services, Amazon. We're paying for an Amazon Prime subscription, right? It's like, what, $150 a month, and we're still getting ads. Like, that's insane to me. Like, we're paying you, and you're still giving us ads. Like, I don't want to get off a tangent right now, but I'm pretty sure these gaming industries are looking at, like, games like, oh, GTA 6 might be 100, and there aren't really people complaining about it, so why don't we, since GTA 6 is doing it, I think we should make our games $100, right? That's just not how it works. You're stupid. I might as well say you're retarded to that point. Well, if you look at it like that, you're not going to make any money because, again, you are not GTA. You are just another game franchise that isn't as much popular as GTA. I'm pretty sure the closest thing to that would probably be like a not Max Payne, a Red Dead Redemption game, or any like other Rockstar games out there. But it's to the point where it's just it's just getting out of hand how much these prices are increasing for these games. And they keep asking us, why do you guys pirate these games? Why do you guys emulate these games? Don't emulate. Please buy our games. Look at you. You're literally holding the knife that you think that killed someone. Like, you're the one that's holding it, and you stabbed us. So why are you blaming these other people? Or, like, why are you, blaming us for pirating when you're the reason why we are pirating? We wouldn't be pirating in the first place if these games weren't freaking, a whole month of paycheck alone. Like, no, that's not gonna happen, and it's sad. It is, and even consoles like the Nintendo Switch 2, that's like a freaking $500 console. Insane. That's as much as my freaking Series X right there. Like, insane to me. Like, and it's just that even in general, like these prices are increasing, except for paychecks in minimum wages. Well, minimum wage is increasing a little bit, but again, it's sad. It really is, and I really do hope that the gaming industry, understands it, and I hope they fix it because if they just keep increasing the prices and increasing like the prices will increase. Like here it is, like this is what it is right now, So here is the price, and here is the I don't know, the consumer product, you can say. So as you increase your price, right, and most of your consumers are like what, middle class people, because like 98% of people middle class in the United States, right? I believe so, and it's something like that. So if you increase your prices, your sales are gonna come down, right? But again, if you just keep your prices the same, or even if you just try and lower it just a little bit, your sales will increase, right? So I don't know. I'm not. It's just weird to me. I'm gonna stop it there before I keep going off for a tangent. That's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you understand what I'm going through. Oh, talking about.